we thought it would be
maybe. Okay, I'm sorry.
a good idea to have episodes kind of focused strictly on one of us at a time, to kind of dive deeper into some of the topics we've talked about, whether that be our specific businesses and jobs or, important values and things. I don't know. I'm not doing good at
Just
describing
you.
this. Just us.
You, to get to know you more deeper.
You can please some of the people all of the time.
You can please all of the people some of the time.
But you can't please all of the people all of the time. Welcome to the People Pleasers Podcast.
Hello, happy Thursday, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
How are ya?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. It's been so long.
I know,
It
it took a
has.
week off, and we're like, what do we do?
Feels
know.
like a month.
I know.
I know.
Really
Like
does.
it feels like usually seeing you guys every week. Now it feels like I have not seen you in a solid
I know.
month
I
or two.
know.
It's
I feel
only been
that.
a week and a half.
I know.
It's weird.
I'm like, I had so much to keep track of. What happened in
I
the
know.
last
Would do.
2 weeks?
I
week and a half?
know. What was everyone up to? What were we doing?
Go ahead, Sarah.
I'm like, who wants to kick
What
us
were you
off?
up to, sir?
I was just doing a lot of chilling. No, I was good. I had no weddings the last. Okay, so we had 2 weekends since we've last. Yes. Okay, so we
Yeah.
have 2 weekends to recap.
Holy cow.
I know. I'm like, hang on. How many things do I need to talk about? No weddings, so that was really good. Just got a
Yay.
lot of family time, a lot of friend time.
A good October break.
Yeah, a lot of
know.
quality time with Zach. We went to a friend's wedding a couple weekends ago, so that was fun to actually be a wedding guest.
Was that the dress I commented on?
Yes.
Okay, that was so cute on you. I
Thanks.
loved
So
it.
Yeah, that
pretty.
was an Instagram got me there. I was like, ooh, do I need this for the wedding that I'm going to? Yes, I do.
Instagram can be good for those things sometimes.
I
I'm
know.
Like, oh, okay.
Like you read my mind.
Yep.
Perfect. So yeah, so that was fun. And then what else did we do? I'm like, I don't even remember. I was thinking about it on
Go
the way
back
here
through.
too.
You and Zach had a little date day this weekend.
Yes, so he
which looked
surprised
so
me with
cute.
that. So he was like, because he had been sick for a while. So he was just like, okay, I'm going to plan a surprise day for us. I'm not going to tell you what we're doing, but you need to be ready at this time. And I was like, okay, what do I need to be ready for? I'm like,
so
are we going to be
sweet.
like walking? Do I need to wear tennis shoes? Like what? So he gave me like a little bit like, yes, you should wear tennis shoes. We're going to be walking a bit. So in my head, I'm like, okay, we're definitely going to the pumpkin patch or like the cider mill or something fall. But we went down to the river market. And we went to the farmer's market, and then we went to the antique shop down there.
Oh,
You guys, have you been to the one there?
Oh,
Four
yeah. That's why I
stories?
asked where you were. Yes.
I'd never been.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed.
It's kind of a lot at first when you walk in.
Oh,
You're
it
just
was
like,
amazing.
but it's so cool.
Oh my gosh, literally 4 stories.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, like we were up on the 4th floor, and I was like, started feeling nauseous, and I was like, we gotta go. I was like, I'm
get down.
starving. Yeah, I was like,
I
we
need
need.
food.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, we're all the way up here. Like it's time. Like
Yeah.
I don't need to look at the rest of the clothes. Like
Yeah.
we're good. So
Did you find anything?
Yeah, did you find anything?
well, of course, I found a lot of things, but we took the streetcar, so I was limited on the items I could purchase. So,
Probably a good thing.
Yeah,
Good
so we
thinking,
got.
Zach.
I know, literally, he did that on purpose, I'm sure. So I got a couple of vinyls, and then I got some little bookends that were super cute.
What?
Like bookends. So like if you have books,
Oh, yeah.
they go on the end.
Yes. No,
So I
makes
feel like you
sense.
know as an adult
Yeah.
you've made it. You're like, again, some cute
I
bookends.
know they're little mushrooms, and they were so cute.
Cute.
Yeah, I spent $70 on them. I know.
Okay, yeah. Antique stores,
I
as much as
know.
I love them, they're kind of expensive.
Yeah, there
which
was
I get it.
that mirror that I posted on my story. I want to go back for. It was
It's probably like $300.
$25.
Oh.
No, you should have got that.
And it was
So
yellow. Oh, I know. So I'm like, I might have to go
talk
back
about
and
it,
see
Sarah.
if it's still there.
Yeah.
I know, but I was like, I can't tell you this on the streetcar. I mean, I can, but. And then we like
I don't
went
wanna
to
lug it
lunch
around.
after, so I was like, oh, that's enough.
lot,
But
yeah.
Where'd you go to lunch?
Enzo.
Okay, Holt and I were going to go there the other week.
Okay,
But we
yeah.
ended up going to Harry's instead. Was it good?
It was good. We went during a weird time, so it was only a happy hour menu. So it was a limited menu, but we got like a flatbread and some other appetizer. I can't remember.
Because they're a sister restaurant with Ragazza,
Ragazza.
which is right by us, which
Yes,
we've always
I
wanted
love.
to go.
You never been to Ragazza?
No.
Oh my.
So that's why
you
we
should start there for
Well,
sure.
And that's where we've always they always have reservations that are you have to
Yeah.
wait a while. So we
Yeah.
always just think about it way too late. So we were like, maybe we should go to Enzo since it's like sister
Yeah.
restaurants. But we were like, no, we should probably go to Ragazza first.
Ragazza's so good.
I haven't heard of either of them.
Oh,
I
I've
need
heard
I
good
need
things.
to get out and go to more places. I told Mitch, I'm like, I'm tired of going to the same places every single week. Like, I just want something new, something authentic.
Yeah. Well,
local.
Ragazza
is
Italian.
I know. I just need your guys' recommendations, honestly.
Come hang out.
Yes.
I love it. It was really good. But yeah,
Yay.
And the weather
Good.
was nice.
weather was
you guys
beautiful.
sat outside.
Yeah, it was great. It was perfect. So yeah, we got a lot of quality. Oh my God, calling time. And then one of my best friends, Michaela's birthday was over the weekend, so we got together for the Chiefs game.
Nice.
Yeah,
Fun.
lots of family time too. KU game,
Good.
KU K State game. That was a brutal one.
Sad.
Yeah,
We don't have to talk about that.
yeah. It was
We'll
okay.
acknowledge that it happened.
Yeah, yeah.
They did pretty well.
They did.
They did
But
decent.
then we
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
Then we just suck.
At least it wasn't a complete blowout. At least there was a
Right.
game for a while.
True. But it was like,
But it's
I feel
still-
like I was stressed the whole time.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. It was never like, oh, we're going to win this. It was like, when's the ball going to drop?
Yeah.
Literally.
When's it coming?
Yeah.
Literally.
It's happening. Yeah. So, yeah, it was really good.
Yay.
What about you guys?
Go ahead, Grace.
You want to talk about our weekends and our flying experiences?
Oh, yeah, you guys both
let's
traveled.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
Kick it off.
So do you, I mean, as far as like flying anxiety goes, has that always been a thing? Dom and I both flew to places in the last week.
Yes. I went to Tennessee and you went to New York.
I went to New York. Yes.
In New York. Whoa, I sounded like a yodel. Yeah.
I was going to chime in.
I was ready. I was just ready to hear it.
As far as flying anxiety, yeah. I feel like I've always had it. But I feel like it's been worse ever since last year when my anxiety got really bad. I think that is where it kind of like got worse, I guess.
What is it about it that makes you anxious?
I think for sure feeling trapped.
Yeah.
Feeling
Ding, ding,
trapped.
ding, ding.
And
It's a big one.
Yes. And well, it's what's funny is that I was like, okay, now on I'm just going to do the aisle seat. Like if I flew American,
what are
I would
you?
just, well, wait, what?
What have you always been an aisle? Sorry.
What are you?
What are you?
I'm a mid girl. No.
Sorry, I should have prefaced.
No, you're
What
good, you're good.
seat sitter are you?
Well,
Now and
so
I-
that's the thing. So I always I would do any of them. Usually when my anxiety wasn't that bad, I'm like, oh, I'll do any seat. It's
You just
totally
weren't
fine.
thinking about it, yeah.
But then I was like, I think I like the aisle because I feel like if I need to like get out or like go to the back or whatever, like I feel like
Less trapped.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't have to be
That's
like,
fair.
excuse me. And then once I do that once, I'm thinking,
I can't
oh
do
gosh,
this again?
I can't do it again.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, there's no
How about
way.
I get back into my seat?
Yep.
Right. So I was like, I like the aisle. But then I've noticed a new fear where if the window isn't open, I feel like I'm claustrophobic and I can't like look out very good. So I'm like, I think I need the window seat. But then I'm like, maybe I just need the middle because then I'm kind
You
of
need to go out of one person.
Yes.
You can, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just, so there's really no good seat. Honestly, when I was flying this past weekend, I was like, I guess we'll just see. And I was flying with friends, so I wasn't flying alone, which definitely helps.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what seat I like, and
I hate everything.
I literally, honestly,
I don't like it here.
I just know I like to be in the back too. I don't know what it is.
to be in the back.
because
Interesting.
I would take the back row if I could, which honestly I should because it's been open every time, but it feels weird
no one
because
wants it.
Nobody
there.
wants
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
But
I'm
it's
like, put me at the front of the plane.
I
Get me
think
off
it's
this
just
thing
like-
first.
If we ever take a flight together, we're not sitting
we
together.
won't be. No. But I think I feel better like when I'm like feeling sick or anxious. If I just like talk to someone, I feel better about it versus like hiding it in.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
'Cause that's all
I
you're
feel like I
thinking
could
about.
just like go back and talk to the flight attendant or whatnot. So
It does make me feel the only reason I like being in the back was because of that one horrible time that I had issues. We were all the
Our
way in the
worst
back.
nightmare.
Literally
Yeah.
the worst nightmare in human existence.
Literally.
Just kidding. But I like that there's 2 bathrooms in the back. And there usually is always one open, whereas like the one in the front, you gotta like sit there, like the lights on, and then
right.
someone comes up and you're like, shit, I gotta wait again. And then you're like, yeah,
Right.
I hate the one at the front because also everyone's looking at you.
Right.
Whereas in the back, no one knows you're there.
yeah.
I do like that there's like more room. I like the flight attendants back there. I always
Yeah.
try to like befriend them. 'cause
I
I'm
know,
like,
me
Hi, if
too.
you're okay, then we're okay.
I know, exactly. Yeah.
You do this for a
Going
living?
wrong.
Got it.
Yeah, good. No, I feel that. I also feel I don't know, like seat wise. I think because of my motion sickness, I have to be at the window because I have to have the window open.
Yeah.
I can't because like you said, on the aisle, I can't control it.
Yeah.
And if we're moving and I can't see out, even if it's clouds, whatever,
Yeah.
can't do it.
Yeah.
But if we are flying over the ocean, I think I like to be in the aisle because I don't like water. Bodies
wanna
of
see
water.
it, yeah.
Yes. But then same thing you're
Yeah.
saying, like, but then also I still can't see out and I don't like that.
Yeah.
But I think I have to have the window just so I can at least be like, there's ground.
Right.
Okay. Or
Right.
when we're turning and I can like feel the
Yes.
pressure in my, like, I can feel my head being like, this isn't working. And I'm like, where are we? Okay. We're going
Yeah.
up. Cool. All right. We're going back down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. Like sometimes I'll close my eyes and then I'm like, nope, I know we're moving a lot. And then I just like have to look out the window. And if not, it just, I don't know. But I used to fly all the time by myself because when Mitch was living in California,
Right.
I would go see him or he would come back and it was totally fine. That part was more just like, oh my gosh, okay, how do I get my boarding pass? Like all the newness of
The
like
process of
flying.
it. Yeah.
But it was never like flight anxiety, and now it's like switched where it's like, I know I have my ID, I know how to do everything. Like
I
it's
just don't
like,
wanna
I
be
have
here.
To get through,
Yeah.
security. I have to get through the flight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
My biggest stressor used to be just getting through TSA because I'm like, I don't want to get yelled at. I don't want to do
Right.
something wrong. I don't want to embarrass myself. It goes so fast.
Yeah.
And then once I got to my gate, I'm like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Now it's the opposite. I'm like, fine, whatever, I'll get there. But I think my biggest thing is turbulence. That is my biggest, and I don't know why that's gotten so bad for me because it's not like I've had horrible experiences. I haven't had great ones.
Yeah.
But for some reason, and I was telling you before, I was the night before sitting there crying
Yeah.
because I was just so scared to like feel. Also, I was flying by myself,
Right.
and I've flown by myself plenty of times this year, but also I've flown 8 times this year, and 6 of them were with Holt.
Yeah.
And like that does make me feel better to at least know I have someone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I just was sobbing because I
Yeah.
was just like, something's gonna happen,
Yeah.
something's gonna go wrong. It's not. But I just can't get out of that anxious
Yeah.
headspace that like the turbulence hits and immediately I'm like,
Yeah.
like I panic.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I have not experienced bad turbulence like in a long time. I don't know if I've ever really, honestly. I feel like I've been super lucky because that's something that like stresses me out too, where I'm like, oh my gosh, if that happens, I start thinking of other people. I'm like,
That's what
well,
I
if
was
I'm
just
feeling
about
this
to
way, I
say.
think of other people and they're like, are they going to all be throwing up around me? And then I'm like, So
Yep.
it's just,
I was just gonna say that, like, I don't have an issue with the turbulence,
Yeah.
but I'm like, does
Other
everybody,
people-
does
yeah.
the person next to me have an
Does everyone
issue
else
with
do?
this?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
That's true. Honestly, and then sitting with strangers, you're kind of like, how are you
Yes.
feeling? Are you
Yeah,
okay? Are you
right.
panicking? And then I'm trying to like keep it cool. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I'm
Like,
chill while I'm gripping onto the armrest. Like, don't no one look at me. I'm just going to look out the window. Everything's fine. It's okay. I hate it. I hate
Yeah.
it. I think the thing that like triggers me is when I hear the pilots that are like, we've asked the flight attendants to take their seats. I'm like, oh shit, we're going
yeah.
down.
This is it.
We're going down. This
This
is
is
it. They're
it.
telling them to sit down. This is bad. This is
Yeah.
not good. They want them to sit. Not good.
Yeah.
And they did that twice on my flight
But then
there.
you're like, but what if I have to go to the bathroom?
I
Then
know.
there's also that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't get out. I can't.
Yeah.
What if I have to pee? And I never
Yeah.
really do. But I'm just like, what if?
Yep.
Yeah. I
know.
just.
It's actually kind of crazy. Like you guys were saying how many people deal with flight anxiety. Like I was thinking about that too on my flight on Sunday. I was like, wow, like, you know, everyone's just honestly like playing it cool because so many people could be freaking out too. Like no one knows. I feel I'm fine. I'm laughing with my friends.
Yep.
Like, but I'm stressed on the
inside, I'm
inside.
dying.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm literally
Yep.
like, I just have to get through this flight.
Yep.
And so it's just crazy how probably more than half of the people on the flight don't enjoy flying.
Are probably feeling the same
Yeah.
way. You just don't
Yeah.
know. Mm-hmm. Well, we did
We
it.
both survived.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
We
We're
survived.
here.
Yay.
So I have to sit there and I'm like, how many flights are there a day?
I
How many
know.
people have I just seen on
know.
Instagram that have gone to Europe or have gone and they're back and they're
Yeah.
fine? I'm like, I'm not special. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen to me. It's fine. But yeah,
Yeah.
we made it.
Yeah.
So
How
what-
was the rest of your weekend?
It was so good.
Oh my gosh,
It
I want
was
to hear all
great.
about
It
New York.
looked
Your
so
pictures,
beautiful,
your little
yeah.
video that you put together.
It was the most magical. Are we surprised? I cried.
No.
Taylor was with me. We had one day, Tuesday was like the day I was in Manhattan from 9:30 until I think I came back at like 10 o'clock. And she's in Long Island City. So the last time I went last year, she was sick. She ended up getting sick when I got there. So I had to figure it out on my own. I've been there several times.
Yeah.
So like I kind of was familiar, but doing the subway alone freaked me out.
Yeah.
But I figured it out. So I think it just gives me more confidence to like walk around Manhattan by myself, which honestly, Taylor, I love you and I had so much fun with you. Do not get me wrong. I just love being able to walk around
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
Because I think it's
You don't
There's
have to
no
do,
agenda.
You're on,
Yes.
yes.
And
You're on your
I-
own time.
I'm
you
alone.
Can pop in anywhere.
yes, I'm alone, but I'm not alone. there's people everywhere. So like some part of me feels safe because I'm like, there are literally people everywhere. Whereas in like Kansas City, it's like, oh, there's one person. There's one person.
Right.
And then I'm like, ooh, there's people everywhere in New York, but no one cares. No one knows me. I can walk around with my camera. I can take pictures of people and they don't care. Like, I just feel invisible, but like free at the same time. So she had to go back to watch Jack. And I just had the rest of the day while I was waiting for my friend Meredith to get home. And I literally just walked through Central Park by myself for 2 hours.
Wow.
And it was the most magical thing I've ever experienced. The leaves were literally just falling in buckets. And it was yellow and orange. And it was just so pretty. I just felt so lucky to be there.
I went to New York like the same time as you last year, but I feel like the leaves weren't as like changing yet.
I don't know how I caught it.
When I saw yours, I was like, wow, like I don't remember it being like that exactly last year.
I got so lucky because I even like the week prior in Kansas City, things still hadn't shifted yet. Like honestly, me being gone was when things shifted here that I kind of was worried in New York. I'm like, I'm either going to get right before or it's going to have a freeze or rain and I'm going to get right after. I lucked out and got it perfectly. The colors, everything. Like it was the dream. I've always wanted to go there at this time. I've always wanted to photograph the city in this time. And I've always been too early. And it was perfect. It was amazing.
After seeing all your pictures, I was like, yeah, she hit it right on.
Thanks. I don't know how I'm not going to print every single one of those.
I know.
Oh,
you can. It's perfect. Now we can print ours. Because don't you want to get a print from her?
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
We can print. We need to look at some pictures then.
I know. I'm still working on putting that together.
Check
back. Those will be the first ones I do. No, but it was really fun. The weather was beautiful. I got to spend some quality time with Taylor and with Meredith and Hunter, and it was just so perfect. My soul was just like.
Did you have a bagel? Sorry,
I did not. I'm not a bagel girly. No, it's okay.
Oh my gosh,
I know. I'm weird. I'm just not a. I'm not a cream cheese. I'm not a like
cheese.
But it's cheese. I just don't like it. I don't know.
Fine. It's like
weird.
a pastry.
What about like
instead?
a bacon, egg, and cheese one?
I could do that. I think it's just like so thick to me,
I
and like
know. It's
I
amazing.
just can't. That's a part of me with like my chewing problem that I kind of have. It's too much in my mouth that like I can't. I just can't really.
That's
I don't know.
You're like, don't say bagel.
Like, don't trigger me. No, I had some good coffee. I thought of you.
Coffee.
I had a lot of pasta.
Good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yay.
It was really fun.
Good.
Yeah, and I got to actually photograph Taylor's. She wanted family photos. So that's the whole reason I flew out there because she was like, hey, if I fly you out, I'm like, done. Tell me when. I'll be there.
I love it.
So I got to take pictures of them and spend like good quality time with them and her husband, Brandon, who I just love them. And they've become such great friends of ours. So it was just really fun.
Good.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was great.
And then you had a wedding this past weekend.
And then I had a wedding on Friday. Yeah, I was a little nervous, not realizing because I got back Wednesday night and then my wedding was on Friday, which I had time. But I think every time I've flown back from New York, I've always gotten delayed. So I was like, oh God, it's going to happen. Something's going to happen. Everything was great. I also didn't take the latest flight I could this time, whereas the last few times I've taken like the 7 p.m. flight. And this time I took a 2 o'clock.
Good.
So everything ran smoothly and it was really nice.
Good.
But yeah, my wedding was beautiful.
Yay.
I did video for the first time.
Woohoo!
First few times.
Yeah, so proud of you.
And I just took some things out of Dom's book and felt like Dom. It was
including
really
her camera,
including not the camera, the gimbal.
Oh, what the heck is a gimbal? I thought gimbal's a camera.
Yes. We're just gonna say yes. No, just kidding. It's like the stabilizer that holds it.
Yeah.
You're on the right track.
You
it's the
are
same
on the right
thing.
track.
Yeah.
Okay, stabilizer.
Yes.
Okay.
They've taught me everything I know. So anything that anyone sees, it's because of her.
Oh,
and
not
it's her and Mitch.
Grace.
Yep.
Stop.
Yep. That's it.
Like,
that's 100% it.
No,
Me?
it's not. If anything, it's more Mitch, but
No, it's both of you.
It's not.
It's both of you. I don't care what you say.
Oh, you're silly.
It was really fun. It was a beautiful day. It was like the
Good.
peak October fall day. It was
Good.
perfect. And the colors were so nice. Made me think of you every time at Hawthorne House.
I love it.
Like, oh, Sarah.
I know.
Sarah and Zach.
So
Sarah
special.
and Jack.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my next wedding is. I have one, not this weekend, but the next weekend. So
Aw.
I'm excited to be back because I haven't been back
Yay.
since. Wait,
Haley and Brock's?
no, I think we had one
Oh.
later that year.
That's the last time I was there.
Yeah, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I think that was the last time I was there.
Besides
mark?
Friday?
Maybe so.
Before Friday.
No, you had.
Before
I
Friday.
think you had another one there.
Did I?
I'm pretty sure. I feel like you've been there a lot this year. Unless I'm
Probably.
confusing
Sorry
you
to
with someone
whoever.
else.
I was like, it was a memorable day.
Oh my
I
gosh,
promise.
shoot. Probably. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah,
I'm excited for you to be back there.
I know. Me too.
It's just this fun, perfect, pretty
It is.
place.
It literally has everything, and just like management's great, and everything there is amazing.
They got
So
it down.
They do.
They got it.
You can get fresh air whenever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need
So
that.
nice.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Not trapped there.
Not trapped there. Nope.
Plenty of open space.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, what about you, Dom? What were you doing?
Why?
I'm killing it with the questions today.
What about you, Dom? Why?
What? I started with what? Now why?
Who?
Who? Dom.
When?
That one I know.
Where?
What?
Why? Oh, back to why.
I already asked what or why. I don't
What?
know.
Yeah.
Anyways, how was your weekend, Dom? Or last 2 weekends?
Why were you flying?
And your
man.
weeks.
Yeah. So 2 weekends ago, I had a wedding that Friday at Lone Summit Ranch. It was beautiful.
Your video, your teaser of who was it their officiant?
Yes. And an uncle. Yeah.
That was the sweetest thing ever.
I literally.
Wait, the one that left the message? Oh, I thought it was a dad.
so
Well, the
I mean,
dad had
family member.
the message at the end, which was really sweet
Oh,
too. He
shoot.
wrote the book.
Okay.
Because I saw your comment, but I was like, it made sense.
Okay, good. Because I
No,
thought
it
it was.
makes
I thought the
sense.
dad was at the beginning.
I think it was his brother.
Sweet.
It was an uncle. So
So
I'm not sure what
sweet.
side. But
Okay.
yeah.
So creative, but
Yeah.
so sweet.
Thanks.
I was
Well,
just like,
it was all thanks to him. It just popped
Right.
in, and me and
You're
Mitch
like,
both
we are
looked at
using
each other.
this?
We are like, we
you're
have
like,
to use
yes,
it. Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
Make it easy.
Literally, Mitch like mic'd him up and then walked away, and then I was still over there just like getting people walking in and stuff for the ceremony. And he comes up to me, he's like, "Hey, I just want to let you know, like, I left a message." And I was like, "Thank you, like,
That's
so
so
much."
nice he
And I'm
told
like,
you.
I really want everyone to leave a message now too. It's so
Yeah.
special. So
You could prompt them.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm
If you want to
about
say a
that.
little thing, that's so
yeah,
sweet.
just like whatever comes to your mind or something.
Yeah.
But it was so sweet, and there was like more to the message too. So yeah, it was so sweet. But yeah, it was a pretty day. It was funny because I think all throughout that week before it was like cold, and we didn't have like our heat on. I'm pretty sure that was like when the weather was like getting down to the 40s, maybe even 30.
It got down to like 39.
Yes, and we didn't have our heat on. And so Mitch and I were like freezing all week, and I'm like, why don't we just turn our heat on? But we're like, no, we'll just brave it. Like, it's fine. So then we showed up to the wedding, like in our winter clothes, it felt like, and it was such a pretty day. We're like, oh my gosh, we're sweating. He had a sweater on. I thankfully
Because you were
had,
so
like,
cold in the house.
Yes, because we were so cold and couldn't get warm. So I was like, everyone else is like, this is the perfect weather. And we're showing up in our
What
winter
are you doing?
clothes. Yeah. So I was like, okay, but
Cold-blooded.
literally the day was so beautiful. Yeah, that was the one that we had like a past bride there that was a bridesmaid, and then 2 future brides. So it was like just good seeing all of them like in person, and yeah, the whole day was really special. Like, you can tell like they're so close with their family and friends, and just like them to be celebrated, but yet they're like the type of people to like want to celebrate others at the same time. So it was so good. It was such a great day. And I was
like it.
happy because, like, you know, I had my cough attack before. So I'm like, okay,
Oh,
I
yeah.
got to get through the ceremony and the toast, like no cough attacks. And it was great. It was a great day.
cough attacks.
No
Yay.
cough attacks. That's like the
Yay.
worst when you like know you just have to like,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
yeah.
See?
You just have to hold it in. You're like, okay.
She didn't press it.
Oh, what?
I yelled, see.
Oh. Yay. No cough attacks. Yeah, so it was a beautiful day, and then I think we just had a chill weekend. That was when Mitch ended up getting sick. I've never seen him this sick before. He had like every symptom under the sun, and he was out. I think he took like 3 days off of work. And at first I was like, the first day I'm like, you just be sick.
Yeah,
you be
you
sick.
need
You
this.
take that day off. And then the second day I'm like, you're not working. Okay. you take that day off again.
You're
It's
like,
fine.
okay, yeah, you can have another.
Literally. And then the third day I was like, are we being a drama queen? Are we sure? And so
Are you really sick?
I had to practice some patience and be a little more sympathetic, because at first I was like, I don't know. And then his brother texted me and was like, hey, I'm so sorry. Like, kind of just playing around. Like, I'm so sorry that Mitch is sick. He's always been like a drama queen or whatever when he was a baby or young when he was sick. And so I was like, are we on to something? Because I don't know.
My instincts might
Literally,
be right.
I know. And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's just love men, but maybe it's just men. You know, they
Tolerant.
just can't. And women are just better at like multitasking. Like, we'll take a day, but then we're like, we have stuff to get done.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I've never like been out like that. And
Yeah.
Mitch is like, I pray that you don't have to feel the way I'm feeling.
You're like,
when
oh
I was
boy, I
being
feel
mean,
it
I'm
once a
like,
month.
I'm sorry. Like, I need to be nicer, but
I think it is, like you said, like, maybe a little bit of men,
Yes.
but also like people that don't get sick that
Yes,
often.
yes.
When they do every once in a blue moon, like it's the end of the world because they haven't felt like this in who knows how
Right.
long. Because I think the same thing about Holt. He gets sick every like 10 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, cool. But then like when it hits him, it hits him.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
Yeah.
are you okay?
I know.
I know you get the
I
one
know.
day.
You get the
We're
one
like,
day.
we feel like
but
this all the
everything
time.
I was just about to say, well, we feel like shit once a month.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like they're not used
normal.
to it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Shouldn't be normal. It's normal.
Yeah.
But yeah, then the guys are just like, oh, I'm like, you
Yeah.
get a day, maybe two.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was gone all weekend for a bachelorette party. And so he literally did nothing all weekend, which I'm like, you know what? It's okay. I need to just let him do what he's going to do.
Yeah.
He said he watched like Harry Potter like all weekend.
Oh,
and just,
nice.
Like,
That is
good
something.
choice.
He did something
Yeah,
this
he
weekend.
did. Yes,
That's a commitment.
literally. I think he watched all of them or something. So yeah, now
Love
he's
that.
feeling better. He's back to work.
Yay.
And yeah, so it was a good week. It just last week was, I think, a little anxious for me just because when he's sick, I automatically just don't feel good. And usually it's the throw up for me. It's
Right, you're
like,
just waiting for it to hit
yes,
you.
I'm like, oh, every other symptom's fine because I thought he had what I had, but then he had a lot of other different symptoms, and then throwing up was one. So I was like, now I'm stressed. Now I'm a little stressed. Now
I'm
really
in my
like, I
safe
can't
space.
kiss you.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be by you because I'm also going out of town
True.
for a bachelorette, and I was already kind of nervous about that. So it was just like a little bit of an anxiety filled week, and then I was also trying to push like the teaser out, like another wedding that I sent off. So it was just like kind of a little anxious, but trying
Yeah.
to just take it day by day and like make the most of it. But thankfully I'm feeling good and he's better, and the bachelorette party was so fun. We went to Nashville, and so yeah, it was good. I've been there 2 other times for batch parties, so I think that might be my last time for a batch party. But it was fun celebrating the bride. She has been my childhood best friend for so long, like my longest friend. So, and she celebrated so many other people. So for her to like get celebrated, like it was really special. So
Aw,
yeah,
that's awesome.
it was good. And now don't have another flight booked for a while. So happy about that.
Yay! We're on the ground
You're
for
in
a
the
while.
clear,
Yeah, literally, I'm like, don't put me on another flight anytime soon. I don't want it.
Need some time to recoup.
Yeah.
Just want to be home.
I will be
Yes.
driving.
I will be driving.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Only driving
literally.
distances right now.
Yep.
Yeah, but it was good all around.
Good. Was the weather nice there?
It was. Trying to think. It was actually a little hotter than. No. Yeah, it was. It was a little hotter than Kansas City. I think the first day on Friday was the hottest day. I think it was like 80 maybe, and then Saturday and Sunday were like 70s. So
Nice.
and the sun kept popping up. And we did this like photo walk thing where you like walk around Nashville and you can like take pictures in front of different murals.
Yeah.
And it literally started raining right when that happened. And the photographer was just so chill with her camera. It was literally getting poured on, and I was like, okay. Like
Nope.
I would be so stressed. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we got to go inside.
Even if I'm like, is it raining?
yes, like sprinkles even.
Is
like,
anyone spitting heavily
yes,
near me?
Yes.
This terrifies
I'm
me.
like, oh my gosh. But no, she was so chill about it. And
Damn.
it literally rained for like 10 minutes and then didn't rain the rest of the day. So we got to end up
Good.
finishing the whole thing. So,
That's so
it was
fun.
nice. Yeah.
Good.
But it was fun. Yeah.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
I did have something because you're talking. It made me think of you. I've had several people now that have talked to me about the podcast
Yeah.
that think you're in a different room, or
Yes.
they think you're not
I
here.
had that too.
Really?
So I want to tell
Yeah.
everyone right now,
We're in the same
we're
room.
all in the same room.
Yeah.
That's so
People have been like,
funny.
so does she like zoom in? And I'm like, no.
No.
They're like, I'm like, do you not see us? And some
Staring at
people-
her?
Yeah, because I feel
When
like
you're
I'm
talking?
always turning like this
Yeah.
at you guys.
Yes. Well, and
Yeah.
we're always at least looking over here.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
it's not like we're
that's
looking
true.
straight on. But so many people are like, is Dom in a different room? I'm like, no,
That's
she's literally
so
right across
funny.
from us.
Yeah, no, we're
So I just
all in the
wanted to
same room, just different
debunk that.
backdrops.
Two
Like, literally
cameras.
different walls.
Yeah.
That's it.
Literally, we can touch each other.
Hi.
Oh no, you just broke the fourth wall.
That's why I'm also like, you've watched
so
it. I've
funny.
handed
Yeah.
you things
Yeah.
or like, I don't know, gotten
Yeah,
up before.
we've
That I'm
given
like,
you the wine.
Yeah.
it's a portal.
Yeah.
It's a portal. We
Yeah.
walked into another room.
Yes.
It's just so funny
That's
to
funny,
hear that people
yeah.
thought that. So I was like, I need to make a note of that and bring that up. That
Yeah,
we
because
are
you can
all in
even
the
see
same
their
room.
beautiful wallpaper through the mirror.
Yeah. Is nobody
Hi,
looking at the
like-
backdrop?
Yeah, come on,
How
get
dare you?
together.
took a
Dom
long
spent time
time.
on this.
That's so funny.
So I just wanted to bring that up
Yeah.
because I thought that was really
Yeah,
funny.
I
wanted to
know,
be like,
I
yeah, she
wondered.
is. She's in a whole different state. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I thought it was funny.
That's so funny. I love
We're
it.
all together.
We're all together in the same room.
Did you just start a song? Oh, yes. This is the day I've been waiting for.
Thank you.
Finally.
And never again.
She's comfortable enough with a mic now. Oh, guess what was at the, sorry. That was
What?
Guess what was at the antique shop that I wanted to buy, but I didn't.
A microphone?
Maracas.
Maracas. A microphone.
Yeah. And
Speaking
the Tweety Bird sweatshirt was there.
That was so cute.
yeah, that was really cute.
Didn't
Speaking
buy
of
it.
buy, I bought your Christmas present this week.
What?
And it is this, no, this weekend. Yep, no, I bought your Christmas present.
Is it Maraca? Does it say Sounds of Sarah?
No,
on
but
it?
I think you're gonna. I
Is
think
it a
you're gonna like
microphone?
it.
I'll
No,
stop
it's
asking.
I
giving
wanna
me
know
all
what it
kinds
is
of
now.
ideas.
I'll stop pressing.
It was
Pressing.
something I wasn't like seeking it out. I found it and I was
in
like,
New York?
No, it was here.
Oh, I was like, oh my god.
Make it special.
It came all the way
Stuff
to New
from
York. Yeah.
Okay, here's the deal. In New York, I'm not a shopper. Also, when I go on vacation, I'm not a shopper. I want to just go see everything. I don't want to spend time going into a store. Like there are maybe a couple stores. Sorry, my contact is being so weird.
Okay.
There may be a couple stores I intentionally want to go in for a reason, but I'm just not a vacation shopper. I don't like shopping.
I'm the same. I used to do it all the time back then, like the souvenirs. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Mitch
yeah.
and I were collecting picture frames for the longest time from each
that's
place.
cute.
It's cute, but like I'm not gonna put those around my house. Like
That's fair.
I have a very particular style. Like I'm not doing this
Right. You're like,
whatever
ooh, great,
cheesy
Gulf
films
Shores.
they are. Yeah. They're like all cheesy and like whatever. We have them like saved in a box, but
Oh
like,
my
why
gosh.
didn't we just do
Sorry.
ornaments or something simple, like not
Yeah.
huge picture frames?
Small. Yeah. I think I did shot glasses for a while.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I was one of those
shot
people.
glasses girlies. Oh wow.
Because it's always the easiest thing. That's the
Yes.
smallest,
Yep.
and like, yeah, it can break, but it's just like
Yeah.
the
Meh.
easiest thing
Yeah.
to get. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want a T-shirt because I
Yeah.
would get T-shirts or sweatshirts,
Right.
but then I would
You
not
start getting
actually
over
wear
them.
them.
Yeah.
You just reminded me when you said a picture frame in a box. So I was over. We went and watched the Chiefs game at our good friend's house, who is also my high school boyfriend.
Really?
So
Those are fun.
yes, so and we're still good friends.
Yeah.
Of course, there was like a period of time where we weren't, but like we
Right.
have all the same
Yeah.
friends, and we worked through
We're
it.
adults now.
Yes, so we're still good friends.
That's so
So we
funny.
went over to him and his wife's house for the Chiefs game, and our other friend brought up like there was this TikTok where you like go like you take like a picture of like their yearbook photo and then like do them today.
I also I love that.
I saw.
I saw someone do it at a wedding this past weekend.
So we were
and
going
it was
to
so
do
cute.
it. So this was the same weekend of that wedding, which was another high school friend. So we were going to do it then and then totally forgot. So then I brought it up when we were over at their house. So he comes upstairs. Not only does he have the yearbooks, he goes, "This is my Sarah box."
Wait, what?
He had a box
awesome.
of everything from like when we dated in high school.
How long did you guys date?
All of high school.
Okay.
Oh damn! Okay,
makes
yeah.
sense. years.
And those are big. High
Yeah.
school relationships
Yeah.
are big
Yeah.
relationships.
I think he said
Some
that
turn into marriages.
his mom like found it or whatever when they were moving or something and gave it to him. But he was like, "And here's my Sarah box," and Zach was like, "What is that?" So never did I think that I would be sat between my husband
Yeah.
and my ex-boyfriend's wife looking through a Sarah box.
Okay,
Wow.
that is so funny.
I know.
And
Did
that's
she
kind of
know
cool.
that he had it?
I would hope so. I don't
Hopefully so, yeah.
Hopefully he
All of
didn't
a
just
sudden
bring it
just-
out
I
right
know.
then and there. And we're like,
Hey.
But he had like notes that like we had written each other, and I like
Okay.
opened one. And I was like, "This feels dirty."
I
Like,
know.
I feel like I'm eavesdropping on somebody else. Like,
Right.
Okay,
So-
I do want to ask you a question because, in all honesty,
Yeah.
I have. Sounds bad. I have like a boyfriend box, like a high
You
school
do?
boyfriend box.
see, I was like, I am so impressed. I had all of the boutonnieres from like our
Wow.
dances and
Oh
stuff.
my god!
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, I have not saved
for
anything.
a girl to do that makes more sense, but for
Yeah.
a guy, it's kind of
Well,
like
I'm the best. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
true.
Joking.
Very
Best
true.
girl out there. He just didn't want to let you go. But
I'm
it's
just
like
kidding. But we're still friends.
Yeah.
see, that's
Yeah.
I get along with all of my previous ex-boyfriends. So
All of them. That was going to be one of my questions for you today, actually. This is good.
How
Kate,
many?
pause. Say no more.
Okay.
But you still have a box.
I still have a box. It's somewhere at home, I think. Like I haven't looked at it, I think, since college, maybe.
Is it just for one person?
No.
Or is it a collection?
I think there's like 2 or 3.
I
Sound like a
So
that
I had
sound
a box in
interesting.
elementary school
don't
of
think I've ever
gifts
had a
that like little boys I had crushes on. Like I would like invite them to my birthday party, and I would like put the gift that they gave me in the box.
Oh,
But that's the only time I ever had like a box like that.
I think it's things like I've just felt wrong throwing away that like they were very intentional gifts.
Right.
Like one gave me a Bible. Like I'm not gonna throw that away.
Yeah, that would be bad.
But yeah, like I'm not gonna get rid of that. But like also there's notes in there that's like, I should probably get rid of some of these. But it's just kind of like, I don't know.
Well, it's like one of those things too, like where like sometimes I'll get a card or something and I'll like put them on my table or whatever for a while, and then I'm like, okay, a week later, like I'm taking this down. I'm like, well, I can't throw it away. Like,
right, we have a card box.
So then you just like save it or things like that. Where every time you're not intentionally thinking about it, but you're kind of like, it just feels weird to throw it away. Like you can't get yourself to. Like, what?
Like I just feel bad.
It's not like an attachment to it,
right? Like I'm not like. I love Holt to death.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking anything. It's just like, it's
well,
kind of like that
Justin
past
didn't
self.
think anything because he got it out in front of everybody.
Look at all this.
He's like, hey, everybody want to go through it?
That's honestly, I haven't really thought of mine since you brought that up, and I'm like, wait, where are all those things that I kept?
Yeah.
I know it's somewhere, but like I haven't looked at it in so long. But I know I still have it. Is that weird?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Right.
I mean,
I don't have one, but it's okay.
I just
me.
have one. I mean, but since Mitch was like my first boyfriend, we have all our stuff, our cheesy things that I made. Like remember the like, you put crowns on the paper and they like
the melted ones. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like all kinds of
little
random
hair dryer.
stuff. Yes, like we have like stuff like that. Actually, we might have thrown them away, but we took pictures of them before we moved because we're like, well, these things are
Please
big.
take a photo of it.
Yeah. See, I'm just a very sentimental person.
Yeah.
Like the house, my childhood home that we moved out of, I took a piece of wallpaper off the wall and kept it. Like I'm just a very sentimental person that I'm like borderline hoarder, but like I just keep everything.
Yeah.
I just don't want to get rid of
You
it.
keep things with sentimental value.
Yeah.
That's different than being a hoarder.
It feels
Hoarders have like boxes of like
Not a
bags
hoarder.
in the corner of the room.
not a hoarder. Just I keep a lot of, and that's how like our family is. That's how Abby and I are. Like we keep everything from our childhood that we can. Like I just love those things.
Yeah.
So I think I just have always held on. I think there was a point where I got rid of a lot of stuff that was in that box.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of like, all right, it's time.
Yeah.
But I think I just held on to a few things.
Yeah.
That I'm like, who knows why? But I'm like, I just don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Yeah. That's
All
so
right,
funny.
thanks for validating me.
Yeah.
Hope it's okay. Doesn't live with me. Don't know where it is, but I know it exists.
Just wait till it ends up at your house one day.
I know.
Yeah, honestly.
I know.
I don't
You
even
have
know
to go
what's
through it
really in
eventually.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know I will. Well, I'll let you know when that day
Anyways,
comes. I'll let you know what
we'll
I
do an
find.
unboxing on the pod.
That would be so
funny.
bad. That'd actually be really funny. Oh man. All right. Anyway. Sorry you had to go through that. Just kidding. That's also so funny.
No, it's fine.
I love that.
If
I
anyone
just like-
to go through it, you honestly, you probably were just so chill.
But I did think it was funny though. I was like, this is like a movie scene or
Oh,
something.
that's so funny. I love that like you all could just like sit there and like laugh about it too. Just like that's really funny.
Right. It's like, well, that was how many years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And like you guys are friends and you hang out. Like it's not weird.
Right.
Like you are adults. You've moved on with your lives. You're different people.
Exactly.
And you can recognize that and move on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, totally. It's like
so
looking
funny.
back and being like, remember when?
Yeah.
Those little pipsqueaks.
Those little pipsqueaks had no idea what they were doing. Just having fun in high school.
I know.
It's so funny. So for the next few episodes, we decided that it would maybe be a good idea to focus.
Maybe.
Just maybe.
We thought maybe it'd be a good idea.
Shut up, Sarah. Just kidding. I love you so much.
Yeah, don't tell me to shut up.
My
ever
hands
again,
are really
you bitch.
clammy.
Yeah. Oh my God, they are. Are you nervous?
I don't know. I think I'm just really sweaty.
You nervous
today.
for your question?
I'm
Probably
just
hot
sweaty
in here.
today. No, I'm just a little extra.
Oh yeah, you got a little bit of sweat mark.
I know. I just finished I'm on the tail end of my period, so my temperature is just
Sweating it all out.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
just a little extra
Get it
hot.
out.
That's okay. It's fine.
Are we-
Everybody
wait.
sweats.
Everybody says, are we synced up? Who's? What are you guys?
Nope.
At? Damn it, Sarah.
Yeah, mine's over. So we're like the same.
Nice. Well, we
Made
got
it-
a good
made
thing
it
going.
through.
Make it through.
Made it
Good
through.
job.
Anyway, we thought it would
be,
be
maybe. Okay, I'm sorry.
a good idea to have episodes kind of focused strictly on one of us at a time, to kind of dive deeper into some of the topics we've talked about, whether that be our specific businesses and jobs or, important values and things. I don't know. I'm not doing good
Just
at
you.
describing this.
Yeah,
Yes,
just
yeah,
you, to get
yeah.
to know you more
Yeah.
deeper.
and then to get you more deeper into
And none of us.
All right.
Today's Grace.
I'm out.
Today's guest of honor.
Grace, and she's talking. So
Yeah.
Yay. So today,
First
this
up,
episode's about
all about Grace.
woohoo, Grace Chapel.
Woo! Grace Chapel Roan. Love it.
okay.
Yay.
Okay.
I haven't heard these questions.
Yeah,
I don't know
none
what
of these.
you're-
These are all going to be a surprise.
Yeah.
We've got a mix of just like random,
Can you tell
more
I'm nervous?
lighthearted,
Yeah.
more like in depth.
Yeah.
But to start, let me pick which one to start with.
That is why I'm
actually.
sweaty.
I'm
nervous.
nervous. and I'm not even answering the question.
Whenever Sarah has the power, I'm like, oh
I
god.
know. Let's just start at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
So, grew up.
My name is Grace Chapel. I was born in
How much did you weigh when you were born?
How tall were you?
Yeah.
What did you look like?
Yeah.
I look like a little baby.
I look like a little alien.
Little alien. Yep.
Little flounder.
Aw, flounder.
Flounder.
No, but you born and raised in Ottawa, Kansas.
Yep.
So I
Hello,
want to
town.
know the difference between the small town living that you grew up with and then now you're living in the city
Wow.
and New York City being like one of your favorite places ever. I want to know how each compares, things you like about each,
That's a good question.
things you wish you had, things you
Thought we
wish
were
you
starting
had.
off easy. Shit. God.
Things you wish you had.
I
So
like
let's say
this.
like your favorite things about small town living, but what you wished you had when you had that life,
okay.
and then vice versa.
I really like that question. I honestly don't think I started to appreciate my small town until like my college years, because I went from Ottawa has a population of maybe like, I'm gonna get this so wrong, like 13,000.
We won't know. So
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
you can tell
Someone
us any
fact check
number.
me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not that much, but it's not like tiny. But it's a small community. And then I went straight from there to KU. So big, huge college town, lots of people. I really appreciated the community aspect once I left. I think, and especially now being in Kansas City, going back and visiting my grandparents, people know my grandparents and they're like, hey, you're Grace's grandma. And they always tell me about it. And I love that. I love that people recognize each other. I love that everyone knows each other. Like you go everywhere and people ask how you're doing or how your parents are, how your grandparents are. And I think ever since leaving, that's something that I really have appreciated that I got to grow up in. I grew up in a very, very strong community. I had a lot of great people always looking out for me and wanting my best intention. So yeah, I'm just really, really grateful for growing up and really showing me what community meant. I have always longed for a big city. And I think before I really knew why, that was the creative in me, that in my small town, it gave me my foundation. And that will always be a part of me. And that will always be like what made me.
Grew up in a small town. Dude, isn't that a song?
I'm sure it is.
Not really my genre. Not really my genre, but
Not country.
yeah, no, not really.
You can do a good country voice.
Really?
Yeah, it's not
No, stop. This isn't my episode. It's your episode.
Okay, sorry. That'll be my first question I ask
Quit
you.
deflecting. Deflecting?
Do I need to bring another
Deflecting.
pronunciation?
Indigestion.
No,
That's
no,
what it's coming from.
It's
Indigestion.
no. What did you say?
I've said above.
Admiration.
Admiration.
I see. I keep doing all the I's. I really
Admirable
like them.
is a word. Sorry. Back to you.
You're fine. But no, I'm grateful for what it gave me and the woman that like it made me. But I think not really knowing why I always gravitated towards New York at first. I think it's because I was always longing for kind of finding that purpose and not really realizing that my creativity and like the artist inside me is what I felt gravitated towards. I just didn't know yet. I didn't know that could be a career. I didn't know that was really inside of me or what that meant or what it was going to translate to. So I think that's why I always loved New York, because it's clearly now as an adult, it's a place that I feel at home. It's a place that I feel like I can thrive, and I'm very grateful, and I wouldn't honestly have it any other way. I wouldn't have switched it. I really, truly love that I got to be from a small town. And now I get to kind of go and explore. If there's the only thing I wish that like could be a little bit different, and I get it, like that's just kind of how it was. But I always say I wish more conversations would have been had for small town communities and kids of what's out there. Because I think growing up and just like the generation we're in, it was very much like the stable job, the stable income, like just this stable safety net kind of lifestyle. And I think coming from a small town, that's kind of where my head was at, of like, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're this, you're that, you're a teacher, which there's nothing wrong with it. But I think then I got to KU and I was kind of like, okay, I'm going to follow that track. And then I realized, I'm like, no, actually I can do so many different things. I just didn't even know as an 18-year-old that was possible. So I didn't pursue it. I didn't take more classes and explore things because I just thought I just need to get kind of that stable job and be successful and have the income and have the benefits. And that's what I wish they would kind of teach more small town kids, which now social media kind of does that in a sense on its own, that I wish would have been a little bit more of a thing for my small town. But that's the only thing as an adult that I'm like, I just wish there would have been more idea for opportunity.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just really grateful for small town. I love it.
That was well said.
Thanks.
I love it.
Thanks. I don't like not knowing these questions before.
I know,
It's good, I know.
This is hard.
Stressful.
This is hard, but that was a really good one.
That
Thank you so
was.
much.
Great
I
job.
thought long and hard. Actually, I think that one could have been Zach's.
Did Zach help you?
Yeah.
Aw, that's so
Last night I was like, if
cute.
you have any like fun questions that you think I could, I was like, I'm working on a list, but tell me if you think of anything. That was a joint effort between those two.
That's
But
awesome.
Go Zach. Love
right,
it.
I know. Okay, so that leads me into, when was it college then that you were like, okay, I can tap into this creative side? Like, when did you get your first camera? Do you remember the moment where you were like, okay, tell us about that?
Christmas 2007, 8. I literally got the little like Sony Cyber Shot, little pink guy, really
Yep.
thick. Took a couple AA batteries, got it for Christmas. It was the present we got to open on Christmas Eve before we went to Mass. We always got to open one present, and that was the one I got. And I remember the first pictures that I took. I took a picture. My dad took a picture of me. I took a picture of my dad in my little Christmas Eve dress in front of our front door before we left for Mass, and then I go to my grandparents. And I think I took the most random photos ever. I'm still looking for those somewhere. I don't even know what an SD card looked like back then, or if I even saved them or what we did with them. But I like, that is in my memory forever. I remember the second that I got it, and I remember everything about it. Now I had no idea that photography was what I was going to gravitate towards. Not a clue at all. And honestly, I don't think I really understood that probably until later high school, early college, because I did my first wedding at 18, right before I left for college.
It's going to be one of my questions, Grace.
Gotcha.
Wow.
I did my first wedding at 18 for a good friend of mine from high school. Don't know how she trusted me. I had no freaking clue what I was doing. But looking back, I'm still proud of those photos.
You got to start somewhere.
You got to get started. And I had no idea and didn't think weddings was anywhere, because also that was 2016. Didn't want weddings to really be a part of my life. I had no idea it was. I was just like, yeah, I like photography. I did her senior photos and other people's seniors' family photos, so that's just kind of how she thought of me. But didn't realize it would translate so many years later to being in the wedding industry. But I think the biggest thing that got me started was being a COVID senior. It became a thing that like senior photos were so popular. And at KU, everyone got them done. And I did them starting kind of like my sophomore year. And I kind of let photography go to the side. I was honestly just figuring out what I wanted to do with my life. And I had no idea really. And I just had some people ask me to do the senior photos. So I did. And then senior year, I took 52 senior photos. Wow. And it's partially because we couldn't go anywhere. We couldn't do anything, but people still wanted their senior photos. So that's what I spent the majority of my last like 3 months of college doing. And that's when I was like, wait, I really love this. Like, this is definitely something I've always wanted to do. I've just never done it with people. I've always been more of like a landscape and a very just like all over the place kind of photographer, very amateur itself. And then I was like, wait, I think I like taking
girl,
photos.
if you will.
Yeah. Oh, good old Visco. It's how I met your brother.
Yeah.
So weird. That's still so weird to me. But I don't know. I felt creative doing it. And then I was like, oh, I kind of like this. Maybe I'll just get back into it. And then getting into the wedding industry after college, and Shaylee asking me to take her wedding photos.
Okay, so Shaylee was the last. So you had the wedding when you were 18.
Yes.
And then the next after that was Shaylee's wedding.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I had another one before that, and that's when it got started.
So after that first one, you weren't like, oh, yes, I absolutely love weddings. Like, this is what I want to do. It was just a one-off. And then
Yes.
after Shaylee's, was that when you were like, okay, I really think this is what I want to focus on.
Yes. Well, because that's when I realized like that's a career. Like I can do that. Like what? I can be a business owner. Like I don't know what that means. I still am figuring it out 4 or 3 years later.
Yeah.
But that's when I kind of started to realize like, oh, this is an actual thing. And I started to meet more people and see more people on social media that did it for a living. And I was like, oh, I can do this too.
Yeah.
So honestly, and the hardest thing starting out is getting someone to take the chance on you, because you just need someone to take that chance. So you get the experience, you get the practice, you have the portfolio to show for it. And the fact that not only did I get 2 of my very, very good friends, but I also got a downtown Bardo wedding. Like, how did I luck out with that?
Yeah.
I don't know. So I am seriously so grateful for Tyler and Shaylee for just taking that chance on me and telling me that they trust me. And from there, I just never looked back. And it just took off. Literally don't know how, but it did.
So when you had that first wedding, Shaylee and Tyler's wedding, you did not have Gracefully Made yet? Or did you already have Gracefully Made?
I did have Gracefully Made. So Gracefully Made was created in my bedroom in my sorority house with one of my very best friends, Kelly.
I didn't realize it was that long ago.
So
Okay.
I was in the journalism school, and it was my sophomore year, and we had to create a website. So I was just making it, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I was like, maybe I'll just make it into like a blog. I love to write, so let's do that. And I was sitting there, and I like looked over at Kelly, and I was like, I don't know what to name it. And literally, she's just the most amazing human being ever. And she just was like, what about Gracefully Made? And I was like, wait, that's great. That's genius. So it started out as just a project for school. And then I actually took it seriously and kind of started to blog and actually also vlog. I had a YouTube channel. We're never going to look at
there?
it. No, they're all gone. So sorry.
Dang it.
But I really started to like express myself in that way. And I loved writing, that I was like, oh, maybe I'll just continue this. Like, I don't know what it's going to look like, but we'll try it. And then I created the Instagram profile, and it was Gracefully Made in KC. Because I was like, I know I'm going to move to Kansas City. Like, that's kind of the next step forward. I've always loved growing up near Kansas City. And then, so that's kind of how it started. And it was originally just started as a blog. And my blog was called I Don't Sleep with a Top Sheet. Don't know why,
Wait,
but
do you still not?
no, I do now.
Okay.
But I didn't until like 5, I don't know, years ago.
What would you write about?
I honestly wish I could go back and find them. I don't know where they all are because I deactivated that website. So I think it's still there. I just don't know. But I think I just wrote about a lot of things. College was a time for me that I was very much discovering who I was.
That was going to be a question coming up, so you might as well just hit on it now.
College was a time that I've told you guys, like, versions of ourselves. College is the one that I don't love, and I'm learning to love a little bit more because I think I was just very lost in a lot of ways, and honestly I think that's when I finally started to really understand, like I've said, like what being a woman is, and that's when that really became important to me. That's where I started to understand deep foundational friendships and what those translated like, especially in the time of COVID. And so that's really kind of what I wrote about, amongst probably random things too. But I think it was also just navigating college in itself. I had a tough time in high school with bullying, and I got a little bit of it in college. And I think that was also something that I was starting to work through and understand, and that came through with the foundational friendships that I made in college. Because I'll be honest, college they were not the best 4 years of my life. They were not at all.
You were like in a sorority all 4 years, all of that. So like from the outside looking in, it probably seemed like you were just living your best life.
I lost friendships over it because people thought of me based on my Instagram. And I was not even close to the person that I was portraying on Instagram. But I caught myself my sophomore year, and I was like, I am not this person that people think I am, but people think I am this person based on social media. And that, I think, junior year, but especially senior year, when I really heavily started to get more into Gracefully Made, that's when I was like, I'm really discovering who I am and who I've been trying to find these last 4 years. And it really took me through a journey of college, and then honestly a reflection of like high school. And I'm still kind of reflecting on it to this day. But yeah, college was I don't even know what the original question was, but college was a
that was going to be a
rough
follow-up
time.
question anyway. So,
yeah,
because you'd mentioned that before, like oh my gosh, being gentle with previous versions of
Yes.
yourself, and how
Yeah.
that's like a version of yourself that you just like, did you do things that you just like, why is that, I guess? Like, were you doing things that you're just like, why did I do that? Like, why did I treat that person that way? Like,
Yes.
that's not who I am at my core.
Yes. My freshman, sophomore year, I think I really was just trying to find the crowd I wanted to fit in with. And I think in high school, in a small town especially, like I knew everyone. Everyone
pretty
knew
limited,
me.
yeah.
Yes. So like I felt more important. And then I go to college, I'm like, no one knows me. I'm from a small town in Kansas. And that's when also like you're being pinned up against, especially like, I don't know, physically wise, like against women that I saw that I'm like, you are beautiful and you have all these cute clothes and you're from a beach town and everyone likes you and you have a great personality. And I was just like kind of terrified because I'm like, I don't even know who I am. And maybe she doesn't either.
Right.
But to me, I'm like, she just is like the perfect person. And I'm over here where I'm like, I just don't have the cutest stuff. I don't have the cutest style, or I'm not part of all the things and all the groups and everything like that. That I think it just kind of hit me that I was like, I just don't feel, as horrible as it sounds, I'm like, I don't feel popular. I don't feel liked. I don't feel like anyone really kind of cares about me. And not in like, to get too deep, not in like that way, but I'm just kind of like, oh, I am starting over. And I just really wrestled with my appearance. I really wrestled with kind of what I put my value in, and one of those kind of being my relationships. Because I think I got out of a very deep relationship in high school and went into college, and I was terrified. I didn't really know where to go or kind of building those friendships up. I didn't really have anyone from high school that came to KU. I had a couple, but we ran kind of in different groups, which is okay. So it just kind of scared me that I'm like, I'm leaving everything and everyone has left me. That I put my value in things like boys, and I put my value in things like the image on social media. And that's where I wrestle and I look back. Now, to my core, I still think I was true to myself. I still think I was who I am today to people. Now, there were choices and things that I did, obviously, that I'm not proud of. But I think it was more so just not putting that value in myself.
Yeah.
And that's why I felt so lost. I was putting it in other things that weren't giving back to me. But I was just searching for validation. I was just searching for someone to like me. I was searching for anything outside of just like internally reflecting, because I just don't think I was ready and or knew what that looked like yet.
Yeah, how to even do that.
Yes. So I think that caused me to lose some friendships from high school. It caused me to lose some new friendships that I made, because I was just doing my best to figure it out.
Yeah.
That was very long-winded.
No, thanks.
I love it.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. It's a lot.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I don't like that I'm the only one talking.
Sorry,
Actually,
this was your idea.
Now I want to be like, Sarah, what was college like for you?
Well,
Yeah.
start making a list.
Oh, I already have a lot of my questions
do
for you.
you?
Oh, I have my questions for both of you.
I'm like, I could chime in on things. I'm like, no, this is
Yeah,
not
I
good.
know. Same.
I'm
kinda
gonna
hard.
save it.
That's what I kind of don't
Tell
like.
that,
I'm like,
guys.
wait, tell me about you guys.
Nope, we'll get to that later.
Yes.
Tune in. I forgot again. Oh, so is therapy something that you ever did, or did you just, figure all of this out on your own?
So my parents got divorced when I was young. So we kind of, for a better word, we're kind of forced into it, as every small kid is usually with divorced parents. And I'll be honest, I didn't love it. But I think I've grown to really appreciate it. I haven't done it since, because I do think I had some like trust issues of, I know it was growing up in a small town, like, everything about me already, like, my parents, that I'm kind of like, I don't really love this. As I got older, that it is something I really value. In full transparency, I just can't afford it, but I want it. Like, I think my sister and I both have done a great job being each other's therapists.
Yeah.
But it is something I do want for myself. It's also something I want for Holt and I. We've talked about that, but I'm like, I always think it's important. Couples therapy is good, whether you're having any kind of like issues or problems, but I just think it's a great way to make sure you're always communicating effectively and in a healthy way. And like, not that we've really ever had a problem with it. But I think it's something that I kind of like look at, that I'm like, I look forward to maybe doing that someday. Because I think it'll just be a great way for both of us to comfortably talk about things that like we can talk about now, but I think having someone that will help us.
Yeah.
Third
like,
party.
Yes. Yeah. Like talk about things that maybe I
that you're
feel like I could say to him.
Yeah.
Or
sorry, I
no,
didn't mean
no.
to interrupt, but
No.
more just like that you're telling it like whenever you were younger and them kind of already knowing you versus now you're telling them the way you like portray it and want them to like see it.
Yes.
Like the therapist so
Yes.
that they can like
exactly
it's like through your version.
Yes. Well, and I want to understand Holt better, because maybe there's a way that like I say things that like don't make sense to him. That like therefore when I'm looking for an answer from him, I'm not really understanding or receiving that in a way that's going to be beneficial for him. So like I want someone that's going to understand how he needs to hear things or have things be asked, or things either of us are kind of just like afraid to not tell each other, because we tell each other everything. But you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
Just a very like healthy, comfortable way to communicate. And I really think that I've done a great job doing that myself. I've learned a lot from Abby, a lot, where she's gone to therapy in our like later years. And I think she's learned some things too that she's then therefore given to me. So it is something that I do want to do. I think I just kind of had a little bit of a weird relationship with it that I'm like, what does that kind of look like now as an adult? So hoping to do that again at some point one day. Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Yes.
I have, so kind of to talk about Abby,
Yes.
your sister.
Uh-huh.
You guys are close in age. Sarah has brothers. I have a brother. I have 2 younger sisters, but they're like 10, 12 years younger than me. What was it like growing up with a sister and you guys being so close even to this day?
We hated each other.
Really?
We absolutely hated each other. And I think it had a lot to do with what we were going through in our childhood. And we both were just kind of doing our best to go through that and figure that out, that I don't think at the time we realized what we had. And like we always loved each other, but it was just one of those things where it's just the most catty, stupid stuff that we shared a room in high school.
Wow.
She was a senior and I was a freshman. We shared a room.
Wow.
And it's funny because we absolutely hated it, but we look back and we were like, can we go back and share a room again?
Yeah.
Like, can we just spend one day together, like completely on our own, like no distractions, no one need anything from us. We appreciate those days so much. And I think we needed that to be able to have the relationship that we do now, because I think we have a very, very deeply rooted, emotional attachment because of our childhood. But also I think because we've done so much self-reflection together, we've done so much reflection on our trauma that we have shared. And I credit so much of like the woman that I am because of her, because she's taught me so much. She's stepped in to be such a big mother figure to me that I owe her so much. But I think like in turn, we've just learned a lot about each other. And without her, I wouldn't be the woman that I am. But it is very interesting too now as adults, now that we're kind of in the same life stage-ish, that we can relate to each other so much more, that it is fun to kind of look back on childhood, teenage years and be like, that's what you were going through at that time. And we just had no idea because we didn't talk to each other like we did. Like we've always been very close, but it wasn't really until our later years, like her senior year, end of it, and then my freshman year, that we really started to be like, wow, we have a good thing here. And we've learned a lot together. It's really cool. And it's funny because I've always wanted like a brother, and I'm very close with my cousins, my younger cousins that are like brothers to me, but I will never take having a sister for granted. It is really cool.
Yeah.
And I've just also got a really good one, so that also really helps. Shout out, Ab. Love you.
Yay. Good. So senior year was when you guys really were like, okay. So then through college, were you guys like, because that was when you were going through, some of your like transformative years, like trying to discover yourself. Did you lean into your sister at that point in time, or was it still just kind of like, we have our own lives going on?
We kind of still had our own lives going on.
Yeah.
I would say that's when we started to understand the importance of our like sistership, because we weren't together all the time anymore. And she was at Emporia, and I was in high school, and that's when we kind of really started to realize like we are so lucky to have what we have. But I think that was also a time where I was just trying to get through high school. She was also trying to figure out college. And we didn't really connect until probably I got to college, and she was kind of more on the tail end of college, out of college. That's when I would say we really, really connected very deeply. And for a lot of reasons. And I think it was just, was a time of self-reflection for us, especially like my junior, senior year. And then her first couple years of teaching. That's when I think we started to really realize like who we were and how we got there, and being like, oh, we have each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's, I would say, when it kind of started to get even on a deeper level. Yeah.
Aw, I love that.
Thanks.
I'm so glad you guys have each other.
Yeah.
Like, that's so
Best.
sweet.
know.
She's just
Sweet.
the best person ever.
Oh, so looking back, I want to go to the college Grace again, because I feel like we need to work on her. But I want to know, like,
Want to see me sweat more?
what advice would you give Grace at that point in time?
Oh boy, that's a hard one.
Like, we're going
my
to cure her
God.
relationship with college Grace right now. You don't
Right
have
now,
therapy?
today.
Well, guess what?
This feels like therapy. That's why I can't wait for you guys to get asked these questions, because I think it's gonna feel.
Yeah.
It feels
good
really
talking through
therapeutic.
it.
Yeah. Well, and like, you guys know stuff about me.
Yeah.
And you, I mean, a lot of this stuff you already know about me, but just like getting to tell you guys, it just feels even better.
Yeah.
And like
You're just speaking your
our
truth.
friendship, yeah. I love it, and I'm excited to know.
What are you waving at?
I know. Can you tell I'm avoiding the question? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, okay, to kind of spin off with that question too, when did your anxiety and depression kind of come about? Was that like college for you?
That was my sophomore year of high school.
Okay, gotcha.
I very much my sophomore year had severe depression. And that was probably one of my darkest years. That's what led to my tattoo.
That was going to be one of my
I knew you were going to ask about it. That's
perfect.
what
Bring
led
it
to
up
my
yourself.
tattoo, but I did not get into, or I didn't realize the tattoo or get into that understanding until my sophomore year of college, which is when I got it. But that was a time that I really started to understand what depression was. And it's something that I've seen within my family, but I didn't recognize and wasn't really taught what it was. So I would say I didn't understand that's what I was going through truly until halfway through college. And that's where I think I have so much grace for high school Grace, because she truly had no idea what she was feeling. And she didn't, I had great help. Do not get me wrong. I had wonderful people in my life. I do have wonderful family members that helped me kind of go through that time of life. But I really had no idea. And high school specifically, my sophomore year was when it was the deepest. And that's when I truthfully self-harmed. And that was a tough time. That was a lot. But I'm really proud of her. And that's again where I think I don't know, I've reflected a lot on her. I've talked to her in a way that I've really healed with that part of me, and I understand that that's a part of me. But that's also what I think has helped me understand more of my depression and anxiety now, because I can relate to her more.
When you self-harmed, did you like get help from people at that point, or did you just eventually snap out of it yourself and be like, what am I doing? Or
I got help. Well, I didn't
Yeah.
seek it out. I had some incredible people in my corner that cared about me, that knew. And they're the ones that told people around me that got me help. I wouldn't say that help cured me. I would say more than anything, it felt like a kind of formality. And also I go back and I try to think back on that time, especially when that happened, and I don't really remember it. And I don't know if it was more of like the trauma blocking it out. But I know and recognize that it didn't really help me. And I do think that a lot of it had to do with then self-reflection in college that I did when I was somewhat feeling that way again, and went back into that mindset. And that's when I could recognize that I'm like, I'm back here. I'm back here. I'm feeling this way.
I know this feeling.
I know this feeling. And that was my sophomore year of college. And that's honestly what
When you went and got
forced me to get that. Not forced me. That's what brought up the idea to get this. And I think that also is when I realized I was in a very safe place with friends that cared about me. And that's when I think I started to openly talk about everything I was going through more. And that's when I felt like, okay, I am going to do this work myself, but I feel like I can because I have people around me that, not that I didn't in high school, we just didn't know anything. We were all trying to figure it out that I don't blame anyone. They couldn't really. Yeah. Because I also couldn't describe how I was feeling and I didn't really know why. Whereas like in college, I just had some incredible people in my corner. Shout out Allison, Meredith, Saddam, Kelly, all of them. So many more that really...
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Or ladies, I should say.
Thanks, gals. That really helped me through that time. And yeah, that's when I kind of started to understand my anxiety and what it was and how it kind of translated in my life. But that's also where I would say I was completely able to recognize my depression and knew how to not handle it, but I knew how to talk to her. Yeah. I knew how to talk to her. I knew how to kind of come at it from a more clear perspective. And that's when I think I really dove deep into that. Yeah. And was able to kind of not move past it because she's still there. She's still a part of me too. I'm saying she like my depression.
Yeah. Yes.
We picked up on that.
Just making sure. But that's where I think I really grew with her and understand and recognize that she's a part of me, but she doesn't have a hold on me anymore. Yeah. And she doesn't completely make up who I am. Whereas my sophomore year of high school and kind of my sophomore year of college, she made up a big part of who I was. Yeah. And I kind of let her take over for a while. Yeah. And now I don't anymore. Good. But I recognize she's still there. So yeah.
So when that depression feeling starts coming back, like to this day, is there a coping mechanism that you like that helps you through it, or like kind of what does that look like?
I think a lot of it's talking. Yeah. A lot of it is talking to my sister, talking to Holt, talking to people that I very much trust, like you guys. And I think just feeling more confident in myself has really helped me to be able to communicate effectively. Yeah. But again, going back to honestly talking to my younger self. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing that Abby brought up to me, that going back and sitting with her in my head and really pinpointing, why am I having these feelings? Where are they coming from? I think it is just being able to look at it from a little bit more of a level-headed perspective. But also, I sit in so much more gratitude than I ever have, that I think it really does help me to realize everything that I do have. Whereas, like, kind of back then, I just was focusing on the negatives. Right. Because that's where I was. Right. But I didn't really feel like I, at the time, had positives to combat. Yeah. And now I feel like I have an overflowing amount of positives, that it's like that is kind of what I use of, I can feel this way and I can sit in it and I can allow myself to feel this. But again, I'm not going to let her take control. I need to feel it and I need to understand why. But then I know myself and I know I have so much good. I have so many good people. And that's kind of honestly what helps me through that. Yeah. So yeah.
And you created this life for yourself too. Yeah. You know? So so you should be so proud of yourself.
Thank you.
Especially just knowing how dark of a place you came from.
Yeah, it's weird to kind of look back on and understand that that was the same person that I am. Yeah. But like you've said before, like I would not be who I am. I wouldn't be able to have empathy. I wouldn't be able to have so many things that are a part of me without that. Yeah. And I'm really grateful that I did. I wouldn't take it back, wouldn't change anything. I needed to understand that and go through that to be the woman that I am, to be the friend that I am, to be the partner, all of that. I needed that. Yeah. So yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Thanks
I really feel like this is going to like cause a breakthrough for so many other people that are feeling this and maybe have never shared or
don't even know
or wondering what those feelings are. Yeah. Like you're going to impact a lot.
Thank you. Thank you guys for asking, and thanks for making a safe space for me to talk about this. Honestly, I haven't really talked about any of this publicly at all, but even just to a lot of people in my life. And I am going to say something that I've always wanted to talk to you about. Not in a bad way. Sorry. It's like, May 1st is a very important day for me for this.
Okay.
And so at your wedding, the day before, I was feeling a lot of feelings because that's a very big April 30th and May 1st are very big days for me.
Are they?
And being at your wedding, and I remember I went home and I like cried to Holt about it because I was like, I've never felt more loved and more just like accepted in who I am, and being at your wedding and being surrounded by all of you guys, and just getting to be a part of celebrating you made that day that has been kind of a rough day for me a good day.
I'm really gonna cry, you guys.
I've always wanted to tell you that, but we've never really talked about this.
Literally too.
I need a moment.
That is so sweet.
That is
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Thanks for getting married.
Now I'm gonna think of you every day on my anniversary.
know.
Because I never want you to think about
I want to
me.
spend my anniversary with Grace.
I never wanted you to like associate anything like that, but I've always wanted to tell you that because
your truth.
I headed into that day a little nervous because I've always
Am I
had.
gonna be my normal self today?
Yes, yes.
Are people gonna know that something's going on with me?
Yes. How are those feelings going to show up for me? And that day being with you guys was just like the coolest thing ever, and it was
you
just
have
the
like
greatest
that
thing.
memory to think about that day.
Yeah, and it's a good one. So thanks for
Wow.
giving
You're
me
so
that good
welcome. I knew that was a day for you. That was like rough. That's why I chose that date. Actually, not because
don't
my
even know
birthday
this
was in
girl
May.
yet.
Not because
It was
Not at all because of any outside factors. But yeah, so
Goodness.
thanks for giving me that.
Of course. Oh my gosh.
That's so
Well,
special.
I kind of
I've
always
lost
wanted
all
to tell
train
you
of
that.
I know. Like, can we all just cry together? Like,
That's so sweet. I mean, it's shitty, but so sweet. You know, like
Yes.
it sucks that
it's
you
like
had that.
a redeemed day.
Right.
Like,
Yes,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah, it is. I always kind of waited. I always just kind of avoided that day. Didn't like to think about it. Didn't
It just made you feel icky.
made me
Yeah.
feel all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And now that day is a good day that I get to think about.
Yeah.
So thanks.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Oh.
I love it.
I seriously need a minute. I'm like, I can't even think of another
I
question
know.
right now.
Sorry, that was a lot
Well,
to bring
nothing
up.
like a simple question. I feel like
Yes. Okay. We'll lighten it up.
no, you don't have to. I was meaning like it's hard to go to like a simple question because it's like
after that.
okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, shoot. I
love
love
you
you
so
so much.
Thank you so much.
So my next question, we have kind of touched on how Holt works for the Chiefs. And then obviously you're a wedding videographer or photographer.
She's a videographer now.
I am.
Honestly,
I
does
am.
one wedding.
Both.
No, you're not wrong.
Yeah, right. So they're both very different jobs. So how does that work like in your guys' relationship? Thinking kind of down the line, I know, with like kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's a great question.
I know it's kind of loaded.
That's been honestly, we've been together for 3 years now. It's taken about 3 years to figure out. And for good reason. His job just involves so many things that I'm still trying to understand, as does mine, that he's done a great job also trying to understand. I would say timing wise is probably just like the biggest thing because I am a big quality time gal. I think I know his. I think quality time is one of his.
Well, you guys are in a great
I
position
know, right?
for that.
It's great. It's been a struggle because I think I've maybe said it before. I hope he doesn't kill me for saying this. We'll see.
I'll just call him Eddie, and then he can kill me instead.
There you go. At the beginning of our relationship was really when I was at our previous job thinking about leaving, starting the foundation of my business. And that's when he was really kind of moving up in a position for himself at work. And I think at the time our careers were the most important things to us. And we obviously liked each other. We really cared about each other. But he said like, work comes first. And he said that he's like, work comes first, you come second. And not in a mean way.
Right.
I like to give him shit
It
for
was
it now.
just in the beginning.
Yes. And it's kind of like at first I was like, but then at the same time, like we did kind of walk into it with both saying like, you know what, if it works, it works. But right now our careers are the most important to us. And I think that's just been at the forefront of our relationship. And just really supporting each other through that has helped us get to where we are. But it was a struggle to go through the routine because he travels and he works every single day of the week from football season. I mean, for 8-9 months of the year, he has off season, which is just regular time of like an 8 to 5 from whenever we end till about June. So, which is my busiest time.
Yeah.
So it doesn't help that our busy seasons are not the same. And it's been a lot of compromise. It's honestly, we had a lot of conversation. at the beginning of our relationship. And that's where we always say, like, and I know you say kind of in relationships sometimes, like, that always just kind of goes, it's always good, but it always kind of goes down a little bit. And we realized last year, I was like, I want to go back to how we communicated when we first started dating, because we were just so transparent and honest about how we were feeling about not having time together and trying to make time for ourselves and each other and our friends, that it's been very fun, but it's been very challenging. So I think truthfully, through all of our communication that we set from the beginning is how we got to where we are. Because every day still looks different. For me, it still kind of honestly looks different for him. I still forget what day it is and how his schedule works. I have to ask him every day. But it was hard.
Yeah.
But it's gotten better. And
did moving in together help with that? I'm assuming.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so at least you know he's going to come home.
I know he's coming home to me. Even if he's coming home at 3 a.m, 4 a.m, I know then, okay, at least he's coming home to me. I'll get up and start my day and he'll go to work, but at least I know I'll have that time with him. Moving in together was like the biggest game changer, because I don't feel like I was fighting as much for like, well, I want to see you and you have a game this week and you're traveling and I have a wedding, and it just became so much easier that we just kind of like fell into it easily. And now it's just always felt normal.
Yeah.
But I think we also are very independent people, that we love to spend time together, but we like to do our things on our own. And we've always kind of been independent in that way, that it does feel like, as much as I hate when he's gone for road games, I'm like, it is kind of nice. Yeah. It's time that I just get to pour into myself, and he loves his job so much. And I know he's having a great time. I know he's enjoying it. He's getting amazing experiences, and he's just so good at what he does that I'm like, I know he's having a good time. I'm here and I'm having a good time. But to that point, as far as like future wise, kids, I think like that's one of our biggest conversations, that we're trying not to get ahead of it.
Right.
Because we're like, we don't need to think about it right now. But it is something that's always in the back of my head of like, we do value our career so much that it's like, whose career is kind of going to give. And that's something that we're working through currently.
Yeah.
More so just getting a dog first.
Yeah.
We put so much energy into like, okay, but like, when can we get it? Because it has to be off season. We both want to take care of it, but then I'm going to be gone for a day and you're going to be on for 2 days. And how do we do that with a puppy? And probably over analyzing a little bit in some ways, but
you just want to be prepared, before you make a big decision like that.
Exactly. Yes. In such a shared responsibility.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a good thing for us when we do. That'll teach us a lot as well. But it's opened kind of conversation for like, what is that going to kind of look like one day? Because I plan so far in advance and he has no say in his schedule whatsoever. So you get 2 polar opposite schedules that it is kind of hard to navigate, but we figured it out. And there's going to be more challenges down the road. Yeah. But I know that we'll be okay.
Yeah.
We'll be okay. But it's tough.
Yeah. Well, with some happy moments, I mean, Holt has got to shoot with you day of. You get to go to all the games.
Super Bowls. 2 Super Bowls. Like,
never take that for granted.
In the same room as Taylor Swift. I'm just going to plug that really quick. She's the closest one out of all of us to getting her on the pod.
One of these days I'll work on it. No, those experiences that I've gotten to go through with him, like the life we've seen together in the last 3 years, I sit there sometimes and I'm like, how did this happen? Like, how did we get this lucky? And I think it is like, yes, it is luck, but also I think we've worked really hard for this and we've gone through a lot of the hard stuff to get here, both individually in our careers, but we've done the work together. But damn.
Yeah.
I lucked out so much in a lot of ways. Holt, I love you very much. But just, we've had such a fun life, and it's only 3 years in. So.
Right. To go back further, how'd you guys meet?
We
tell the people.
We met at a little pool party in 2021.
Risque.
Two of our friends at the time were dating, and 2 of our very good friends, and they were kind of telling him more about me than she was telling me about him, because she knew I was like in a place where I'm like, I don't want boys. I am great. I'm not dating. I'm loving it. And so she never really said a whole lot to me about him, but his friend and her were kind of saying a decent amount, which I didn't know about. And so heading into the pool party, I was going to be a wingman for my roommate at the time. and not knowing that they were more so focused on us. So I remember I was at the fridge. We were like putting stuff away, and all of a sudden he walks out, because we were at his apartment, and he walks out and he's like, "Hey ladies, what's up?" And I'm just like, "Hey." And then Natalie goes, "That was Holt." I'm like, "Who? Who's that?" No, but actually, in all seriously, in that moment when he walked past, I was like, "That's kind of cute. Who's that?"
Well, hey there, fellas.
Well, hey there. Hi. And yeah, it honestly just kind of right place, right time, and it worked out perfectly. Yeah, that night is really fun to look back on. It was something that we just, neither of us were really thinking about or anticipating. Like, he wasn't really looking for a girlfriend either. But to then know each other and realize that we actually kind of knew of each other. We knew who each other was. We ran in the same circles at college.
Invisible string theory.
Yes, there's a lot of them. So it's been fun to kind of like uncover those. Like, we both went to KU, and again, similar friend groups, similar parties, similar things. And I'm like, we knew each other. Yeah. Which is really cool to think about. But that one pool party in June of 2021.
Who said I love you first?
I'm going to expose him so hard.
Yes!
So not too long into our relationship, very early on in our relationship, he accidentally said it while he was leaving for work. And he just went in and he gave me a kiss and he goes, "All right, have a good day. I love you." Literally.
And you were like,
and we both audibly went, and I just went like this. And I love to give him so much shit for this moment, because we look back on it and he's like, "I know, I did. Like, whatever." Because then after that, I think it freaked him out, because then I said it again for the first time and he didn't say it back.
Oh no.
No, it's really funny to look back on now, because we've kind of like talked through it as like why and all the things. But I just like to give him so much shit, because I'm like, "You said it first."
Wait, what was
He's
his
like,
reasoning for not saying it back?
I honestly don't.
We'll ask him.
Yeah.
You can
We'll
ask
get him on.
Yeah.
We'll save that
that'll
for the
be
episode
fun.
that he's on.
He'll love answering that.
Perfect. Love it.
No, but it was
coming
just
for you.
That moment is so funny to both of us, because I always love to say, "You said it first." He's like, "Well, technically." I'm like, "You did. You said it like 2 months in." And it's funny because it took him so long for him to ask me to be his girlfriend that I'm like, "You said I love you," but then you took about 5 more months for me to be your girlfriend.
He's a slow mover.
He's a slow mover, which is fine. We love it.
So you said that you were wanting to be single before meeting him.
Yeah.
Past relationships. How many of them are there?
Decent.
Do we have horror stories? Were they all okay?
We have a lot of stories, but I think we'll share those for another day.
Okay.
There's some good ones.
We should. That could be a whole episode for all of us to hit on.
All of my previous relationships taught me a lot of good things, and there are some wonderful people that were in my life that I still know, and maybe not in my life anymore, that they were all great people, and I'm very grateful for all of them.
That's great.
There's some things that I'm
but that's
still mad about.
Great though. If you can say
but
that is one step above many. So
they're all
gonna say a little glimpse into Sarah's
teaser.
Don't
ask me that question.
I can't wait to ask you so many questions. It's funny.
I want to tap back into the business owner side of things. So you had Gracefully Made already.
Yeah.
So then it was, you said as you were at the venue, that's when you were like, okay, I want to focus back on that. I really want to make this my career. Was there like one moment in particular where you were like, I don't ever want to work for somebody again. I want to just do my own thing, that led you to take that next step?
Honestly, it just felt right. And as much as I was like very, very terrified and sat down a million times with my dad and was like, "Can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? How does this work?" I think I just did it. There wasn't a moment that stands out that I was like, "I'm just going to do this." I think I just did it. And it was kind of a sink or swim moment that, like I said, it just moved so fast and it happened so fast that all of a sudden a year was over and I'm like, "Holy shit, I did it."
And you probably just had people reaching out to you too from your portfolio where you're just like, "Okay, I'll make it. I'll say yes. I'll say yes to this, and then it kind of just falls into place.
Yeah, it really did. Like, I just don't know how I got so lucky. My first year was like, I was sitting with my accountant and I was like, "All right, here's what we can make. Here's glass ceiling." And I went beyond the glass ceiling. And I was like, "What? Wow. That never would have happened." Like, I had no idea that could happen. And not to say that there haven't been some challenges. There have. And it's hasn't been the easiest road. But it really I just went for it. And it just worked out. That's really all there is to it. I've worked hard. I will say, like, I have worked hard for it and I'm proud of myself, but it just
Right place, right time.
Yeah.
Right
And
people in your life.
right. It all led me here, and I didn't realize how many things that were preparing me for this time, that I think I was more ready than I thought I was, obviously. And it just worked out. But yeah, I would love to not work for anyone else ever again.
Right.
I do still work for people, but I just love
The main
being
part
my
of your
own boss.
job, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's the scariest part about owning a business, and what is your favorite part?
Scariest part, the fact that it's you. It's only you. Yes, you have people in place that can help you, but like at the end of the day, it's solely on your shoulders. I think that responsibility aspect is what scares the hell out of me every day, and I don't take that lightly. But that's the part where I'm like, I don't just have the amount of shit that I Google, and I'm like, how can I do this?
Yep.
How does one do this when owning a business? Like, it's just figuring it out. But I think just feeling alone a lot of days, and I think that's what the biggest part about the community aspect is so important to me, and that's probably my favorite part, is realizing that there's other people going through it too, and you know it might not match up the exact same situation wise. Like, there are people there that love you, that want to help you, that want to see you succeed, and I think that's my favorite part. So it kind of goes hand in hand of it's very scary, but I have great people that are there to support me through it, that no matter if I mess up and I learn from it, they're there to remind me that, but they're also there to remind me like, hey, look at what you've done. 2 of them being right in this room. So yeah, that's my favorite part is the people that I've met and the community aspect of it.
How did you know where to start? Because you said I just have been winging it. Like, it sounds like your dad maybe had a lot, like you leaned on him as far as like where, like, how do you get started? Like, for somebody who wants to start a business and they're just like, what the heck?
Don't take my advice. Honestly, I don't even know how I started the business aspect. I did talk to my dad and my papa. They both had a law practice together. And so they've been business owners. My papa's owned that practice, before he retired. So it was many a years. I'm gonna get it wrong, so I'm not even gonna do it justice. But it was many years. And my dad, he was also part of that law practice, but he also had his own business. He's a voice actor, so he does radio, he does commercials, he does all that stuff. And so he's had a business for several years too. So I think I really leaned into him and my papa as far as like, can I do this? And does this work? And they really did kind of help give me that confidence of like, figure it, like, try it. It wasn't one of those things where they were like, yeah, you're gonna sing. Like, obviously, yes, they were saying that, but at the same time, they were like, no, you just got to do it. You got to try it. You
have to start.
Yes, you just got to do it. And I will say too, the other person that I really leaned into that I will credit so much of the start is Mallory. Mallory McBride. I love you, and I owe you so much. She's the one person that I did sit down with. We went and got dinner, and she was like, Grace, just do it. You got to do it. Like, you're going to succeed. You're not going to fail. Like, she gave me the utmost confidence, but she also gave me the truth because she was doing it. And I've always kind of been a little bit behind her in that. Like, she started her business first. She got into weddings. And she really just walked me through so much. She let me second shoot for her. She did so many things for me that not only gave me the confidence, but also just gave me a person that I'm like, hi, can I ask you the most stupid question and see what you say? And to this day, like, we met last week to talk about taxes. Like, she is just a person that I know I can always go to. And she's someone that I just admire so much as a business owner, that she was someone that gave me the courage to just do it. You're not going to fail. You're going to think you are. It's going to hold you back. But like, the things she said to me are the things I will always carry with me. And she's the one that really like kicked my butt into gear.
I feel like she's so open to on social media with just like being honest and genuine and real. And like, I'll just listen to her stories of things that she's saying. Like, 'cause I think I remember her talking about taxes last year too. And I was just like, that's so nice. Like, that's so helpful to so many people that are don't know and are just
not
like
gatekeeping info.
Like, she's one like for the community, for other people, and like
she's just
amazing.
She's a people person. She's just she wants to help you, and like, she just doesn't care about anything else. She's just like, whatever you need, I'm here to help you. And like, we were friends in college. We met in college. So I had that friendship with her before. Now being in the industry together is really cool.
Yeah.
But she is just someone to admire because she is so much of just like, I'm just here to help and I want to see everyone else succeed. And obviously it shows through how she runs her business and her success. Like, she's insane in the like good way.
Right.
Her work is insane. No, her work is incredible. Like her work ethic, her drive, her business, like, and it shows. Look how much she's thriving and succeeding. It's because she is so much for everyone else. So shout out to Mal.
Yeah.
She deserved that.
You're
Love
the
you
best
so much,
ever.
Mal. You are.
Is there somebody else that you admire or like that comes to mind off the top of your head or kind of influenced you maybe in the start of your career when you didn't have as much confidence as you do now?
Adri Geyer.
Yeah.
Adri and Shaylee.
Yeah.
Those are my people that Adri from afar, before even knowing her, meeting her, I was just like, you are just awesome. And I love that you just are you and you're not afraid of that. And you kind of teach me that just through Instagram before really knowing who she was as a person. I just really have always admired her and who she is. And then Shaylee, obviously, I know I've touched on a million ways. She's just been
How did you meet Shaylee?
at our old job.
There we go.
She was
I'm like, we never hit on that.
She was my manager, basically. I credit so much to everything post-grad from Shaylee. I mean, I could name a whole list of things that she taught me, but I think just like the confidence in myself, but also just legit business tools. She's just so business savvy. She's so smart. She's taught me everything. So I really leaned on her a lot as well, as far as like, and you guys. Honestly, the whole group we had. That was also, are you kidding me? That time of life when I was starting my business and still working with all of you?
I'm like, we did not influence it. No,
you
you're right.
lifted me. You have no idea. Our core group of girls, like you guys got me through so much of that time of life.
We all got each other through so much.
Right.
Like,
I don't want to go back to those years, but like I do at the same
trauma.
time.
The friendship,
Don't want to go back to the trauma, but I do want to go back to just that
the
time of life.
Closeness.
Getting to see each other every single day of our lives.
I know.
Incredible.
Sonic runs.
Yeah. Sonic.
Sitting in Shaylee and I's office for 3 hours before we actually started working.
Yeah.
I sit back and I'm like, what the hell were we doing?
We're doing team meetings.
Yeah.
We were talking as a team.
Right.
Maybe not work related, but we were meeting as a team.
Exactly.
God, those were the best. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I know.
Wow.
Well, I have just a couple fun ones to end.
Yeah. They've all been fun. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay, more lighthearted. How about that? Actually, one of them's not that lighthearted, but I just want to ask you.
Shit.
Is there a lie that you want to get off your chest?
Oh.
A lie you've
Do you know something that I don't?
No, I just was thinking of random questions, and I was like, this would be a good, juicy one.
You were a Zach question.
This was me.
Shit.
Just like anything you want to get, or like not necessarily a lie, but like something that's happened recently that you just want to get off your chest.
Like
Something embarrassing or...
I blocked those out of my mind, Sarah. I have no idea.
Let 'em out.
Man. What? I don't know.
That's good.
I might have to get back to you.
If you don't have one, then great.
Yeah, if you don't have
I
one.
probably do. It's just blocked out.
I'm sure
Like
you aren't
sitting
like at the forefront.
You're
of
not
it.
like,
okay, here it is.
All right, I did this. I forgot I did this.
Like you're not like, I shit my pants yesterday or like something like that.
Did you, Sarah?
Not yesterday.
I'm gonna be honest. When I do something at the store, when I get something and then I find it for cheaper and I just put it back in a different spot,
you're one
not
of
where I find it.
those. Okay, that's a good one.
Sometimes I do that and I'm like, God, I'm a bad person. I'll just go tour aisles over. I did that a couple times at the store the other day.
Okay, thank you
That
for
was
getting that off your chest.
Yeah,
See?
that's good.
That's exactly what I mean. Something lighthearted that you've done recently. It's like, I did this.
I'm sorry, Hy-Vee and Mission. I'm sorry. I'll put it back next time. The jalapenos were cheaper in that aisle.
I actually did the same thing. They didn't have, this isn't about me, but they didn't have jalapenos and I wanted to make spicy margs. So I got like some other spicy pepper and I was like, well, we'll try this. And then in a different aisle, I ended up, I don't even know what I ended up finding. Something else instead of the jalapeno. Oh no, I found, I don't know. I was like, this is what I said. I was like, I'm just going to get a jalapeno tequila and not have to even put jalapenos.
Yeah.
So I had
Honestly, it's
bagged up
better.
these peppers and I just was like, in the
Leave 'em
cheese
there.
section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
I try and get it somewhat similar, but I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, no.
they're
Cheese
so,
section.
it's so
Yeah.
busy and I have to go way over there. I'm like,
I know.
Sorry. So yeah, sorry everyone at Hy-Vee.
Thanks for letting it out.
Yes.
Did you have any last
a
ones
hard
before
one.
I ask this one?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh God, now I'm scared.
It's not. It's literally, I just want you to describe your perfect day.
Oh God.
You could be anywhere.
Oh God.
I want from start to finish,
My
morning to
perfect
night.
day.
Yep.
It's not going to make sense because it's not
Perfect.
going to. It's not going to be able to actually like realistically happen.
No, but this is
my perfect
your
day.
dream perfect day.
It is a perfect little light rainy morning in Ottawa, Kansas, and I set the scene.
I know, yeah.
I am having coffee on my grandparents' porch with the two of them. And
What's in your coffee?
It's just black coffee.
Oh, okay.
It's good.
Yum.
That's all grandma. I mean, grandma has creamer, but like
Right.
that.
No,
I
this
think
is your
whenever
perfect
I
day, so
have-
you're
yeah,
having the
shut
black
up, Sarah.
coffee.
No, it's just a black
my
coffee.
day.
A black coffee with the grandma and papa on their porch, just listening to the rain and talking to them, spending time with them. The rest of the day will probably be spent in New York or in the Northeast region.
You're going to time travel because you're not going to get on a plane?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to be in New York.
Yes.
No flying whatsoever is involved. And then honestly, I'm just going to spend the rest of the day going through New York with all of my favorite people.
And a little bit of alone time, too.
A little bit of alone time. I'm going to walk through. I'm going to take a nice stroll through Central Park.
Now I'm
alone.
making it hard.
We know what you'd be doing.
know.
You're lying.
We'll
You would
tell
want to
you
be
your
alone.
perfect day.
Yeah.
And the weather is perfect. It is either fall or it's just the start of spring and it's just beautiful. And there's specific places in New York I want to go.
What is it?
I want to go to now I'm drawing a blank on the
great.
coffee place that I went with Carol and Shella, and
okay,
I had
so
the
it's a coffee
greatest
shake.
vanilla latte I've ever had in my life.
Ooh.
Yes, when we go, we're going. It's in oh no, it's in Manhattan. Whatever.
It's really important.
I think is it
detail.
Canal Coffee? I don't know. I'm going there, and then also I'm gonna and then I'm all of a sudden just gonna hop on over to California.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna have the best meal I've ever had. That is my death row meal, and it is a Parmesan pesto gnocchi in Napa Valley, and oh my God, I dream about it every single day.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna have a nice little crisp
Are you having a glass
Sauvignon
of-
Blanc and a
okay.
Dr. Pepper
Okay.
Yep.
or a Coke.
No, perfect day. Which one?
Oh shit! Whatever I'm feeling that day. Whatever
Okay,
I'm feeling.
both.
Can't go wrong. Both can't go wrong. And I'm hanging out with Holt, and that's it.
Aww.
Yeah. And then we go home.
Yeah. What are you doing at the end of the day when you go home?
Probably watching.
Sex.
I knew she was going to say that. I knew Sarah was.
I was kind of ready for it. I don't know why I wasn't thinking that. Yeah, I don't know. Leave that up to interpretation.
Movie.
Probably we're
Movie.
watching something, or we're just hanging out at home,
Yeah.
just hanging out with each other,
With your
hopefully
dog.
with our dog.
But yeah, I was just gonna say with
With
your
our
dog.
little goldie baby. Yep, that's my perfect day.
I love
Dang, that's a
it.
good
With
question.
honey.
That is a good
Sweet honey,
day.
except it's a boy, so it's not honey.
It could be.
Could be.
Honey.
Sweet little honey.
Love it.
Honey
Yeah,
and
do I need to
what
get
was
a
the
girl?
weenie name again? Ralph? Ralph?
Fred?
Fred?
No. What was
Just
it?
a
Ernest.
Ernest. Ernest. Give me a little Ernie. There you go.
I like Ernest.
I like Ernest.
Ernest a
Wait,
weenie.
what is it?
She can't
I
remember.
don't have
Listen
one.
back to episode.
have one.
You said it on one of our
No,
episodes.
I was just like making a joke. I'm like, I just
Oh.
want it to be like either an old man name or just like a random boy name.
Yeah. Albert. I
Yes,
think it was
sure.
Albert. Maybe it was
That sounds
Albert.
right.
That sounds good.
I think I said something and you were like, what? I'm like,
Yeah.
no, that's not the real name. Whatever he is to be named, my little weenie and my goldie.
I love it.
Yeah.
Perfect day.
Perfect day.
Okay, I lied. I have one more question.
Oh, God.
It's a lighthearted one.
Okay.
How'd you like Inside Out 2?
Yeah.
Oh, I cried so hard.
What parts?
All of it. No.
Start to finish.
The end. When I think the coolest thing ever. They were so creative in this movie. Holy cow! Like they were creative in the first one, but they were so creative this time. I mean, all the little things that wouldn't maybe make sense to a kid that make sense to us. And I'm like, wow, they're saying that in such a great way for kids. But I think Riley having the anxiety attack was incredible.
Yeah.
Like the way that kids can watch that and hopefully understand that and understand what they're feeling and try to put some sort of reasoning around it. Like, holy cow, that was the one that got it for me when anxiety's going around the table and
Spiraling.
wow. Yeah, that was, and then also the part that I was just like, "Wah!" When sadness is like, Joy, she needs you. It's like she's seeking joy, and I'm just like, this is such a great thing
She
for
does.
kids. No, I loved, that was my one weekend where I didn't have I had a Saturday, and I just sat at home and watched it, and I was just like, I needed this. Oh my God, so good.
Yay.
I think one of my top movies for sure.
Really?
I want to go
Yeah.
watch it again.
I know. I feel like I need to watch it again.
I think I was just in a good headspace to watch
Yeah.
it. I was in in the
what
right
you
frame of
needed.
mind. I needed
Yeah.
it. I needed some comfort. I'd just been watching Disney movies all day. It was
We're the same in that
I watched
way.
Cheetah Girls. man,
Cheetah
I watched
Girls,
some
Cheetah
old ones.
Sisters.
I watched some cringy movies that I love so much.
Have you watched any like old Halloween movies yet?
She doesn't like Halloween.
Oh wait, I forgot. Halloween's
Not a
already
big
passed.
Halloween girl. Oh yeah, it is
It's
not
November.
Halloween. It's November, Sarah. Halloween is not in 2 days. No.
I don't know why I'd watch that.
I don't know why I said that.
Christmas movies now.
Stupid.
No, it was. I did love that movie. Oh my god.
Oh, good.
Good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yay.
Thanks
you
for
hear my
encouraging.
stomach?
Was that your stomach?
Yeah.
I thought that was something
I didn't
outside.
hear it.
That was the loudest growl. I'm hungry. I'm like,
Time
let's
to
wrap
eat.
this up.
Yeah.
Time to eat.
That was the loudest
I
growl.
legit thought that was something outside. Wow. That was very
Should have
loud.
put the mic down. Dang it. This episode isn't
Not a
about
burp.
me,
It was a
though,
tongue. Next up. Oh man. Wait, who's
Yeah,
next?
Sarah should go next. We'll
Me
have
next?
Sarah next. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for
Thanks
asking
for-
me. Those are
Oh my gosh,
amazing
of
Sharing
course.
questions.
everything.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
I feel good.
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 Do you feel
Good.
lighter?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Good.
I
Got nothing to
immediately.
hide.
I am gonna say I'm immediately nervous that I'm like, oh my gosh, there are people that are gonna hear that. That those are things, very deep personal
Yeah.
things that some people in my life that I feel close with don't even know those things.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody blames you for not sharing those things either.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like I think it's great that you feel safe
good.
enough to share those things
Yeah.
now, and you've grown that much
Yeah.
that you feel like it's something that you
Yeah.
can put out there with the world.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Love you so much.
I love you
Yeah,
guys.
we love you.
I can't wait to talk to you guys.
I know.
I can't wait for you guys to feel this. It feels
We'll
really
see
good.
if we cry every episode.
I know. Seriously.
That's the goal.
More emotions, the better.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, I love you guys. We love you,
so
Grace.
much.
Thanks, guys.
You're the best
Yay.
ever. It was
You
good to
are.
get to know you on a deeper
On a
level.
deeper level.
On a deeper level. Your
Next
mouth you just
time-
did remind me of the
I
French.
know. I know.
She's been practicing.
I should be, honestly, with how bad mine was.
It's
It wasn't
November.
bad.
It's time.
Time for Christmas.
Bring out the Grinchmas. Grinchmas?
Grinchmas.
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 Yeah. There we go.
Grinchmas.
There we go.
It makes
All
sense.
right.
Where the who's at? All right. On that note,
Okay.
On that
we
note,
love you.
Love you
Yes,
guys.
love
Thanks for
you.
sharing.
Thanks for
and
asking.
we'll see you next week.
See you next
when we
week.
dive in deeper to me.
Sarah.
Sarah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.